place? I don't know, you think we should be in this creepy old theater? It looks haunted.
Stop being a fraidy cat, Justin. I mean, how often do we get the budget to explore a great location like this?
All right, whatever you say. I don't know, the place just gives me the creeps.
That's your imagination, kid. There's nothing in here but old costumes and props.
And me!
Yeah! Count Dracula!
Yeah! I am going to bite your neck and suck your blood. I kind of like this one more than that one. I mean, if it's okay. You should have listened to the blonde one. This theater is haunted.
What do you mean? There really are ghosts here?
Ghosts? No, they're no ghosts. I'm here.
Hey, wait a minute. Dracula doesn't haunt places, ghosts haunt places.
Ghosts haunt places? All right, wait here. I am a ghost, blah, blah. I am the ghost of Count... Oh, you know what, that's dumb. This is really stupid. Let's just move on. Pretend I didn't do it. God, dang.
So, I guess we'll just be on our way then?
Not so fast, Blondie. You have trespassed into my home and you must be punished.
You mean with a stern talking to?
Oh, no. I am going to suck your blood and turn you into one of my mindless minions and force you to join my undead army.
Like teenage girls after they've read the Hunger Games series.
Hey, wait a second. Have you ever seen Ingmar Bergman's The Seventh Seal?
Oh, Max von Sydow. Great film.
Well, do you remember how Death challenged Max von Sydow to a game of chess? And if Max von Sydow won, then Death wouldn't kill him?
Yeah, don't see how that's relevant.
Well, maybe you could challenge us to a board game, and if we win, you could let us go.
Board game. All right, but I will choose the board game.
What board game are we gonna play?
Oh, please be Twilight Imperium. Please be Twilight Imperium.
We are going to play the greatest game ever invented. Fury of Dracula from Fantasy Flight Games. Pretty scary, huh? No?
Fury of Dracula is a game for 2 to 5 players, in which one of the players takes on the role of Count Dracula, and the 4 other players take on the role of the vampire hunters. Now, this game is based on Bram Stoker's original novel, Dracula. In many ways, this game is kind of a sequel to that novel, and the hunters are some of the iconic characters like Mina Harker, Van Helsing, Lord Godalming, and Dr. Seward.
The game board is actually a map of Europe in the 1890s. As you can see here, the cities are connected by roads and railroads. The map is also divided into Western Europe and Eastern Europe, and this division becomes important later on as the game progresses.
Now, like I said, there are 4 hunters in this game, and there are always 4 hunters. So in a 2-player game, one player would play Dracula, and the other player would play all 4 hunters. The hunters each have their own playing card, denoting things like their health and whether or not they've been bitten. The cards also denote how many item and event cards they can hold at any one time. Hunters also have these fun little figures and 3 basic tactics cards to help them fight it out if things get hairy. At the beginning of the game, the hunters are each going to choose a city somewhere in Europe to begin their search. They'll probably want to spread out a bit to cover as much ground as possible in order to find that pesky Count.
Once the players have chosen their starting city locations, it's time to begin. Now, I have my own player card, which tracks my health and event cards, and in addition, I get my own set of tactics cards. I also have a deck of cards which denote all the cities on the board. On my first turn, I select my starting location by laying one of these cards face down here, and putting my own little adorable figure on it.
Now the hunters start their turns.
Yeah, they're not gonna win.
As I was saying, the hunters take their turn. Now, Lord Godalming goes first. On his turn, he may either move 1 space by road, or he may attempt to use the railroads, which will allow him to move 1, 2, or 3 spaces depending on which side of Europe he's in, Or there may be no trains leaving at all, but he can still take actions, or he may be delayed by authorities and lose his turn altogether. Now, once a player enters a new city, they search for Dracula. Dracula must reveal if he is in the city or whether or not he's been there recently.
Not gonna happen! They're never gonna find me! I'm Count Dracula.
If Dracula is nowhere to be found and he hasn't set any traps, then the hunters can rest to regain their strength. They can trade items or event cards. They can draw item and event cards depending on the size of the city. Item cards can be conventional weapons, holy relics or horses or dogs, things that will aid you in your quest. This event deck is a bit of a double-edged sword, however, because you're always going to draw from the bottom of the deck. Now, if this hunter symbol comes up, the hunters can use it. The cards may say things like play immediately or keep that you can play later, but if you draw one that has the vampire symbol on it, then this goes to Count Dracula. You've unwittingly helped the Lord of the Undead.
It's one of my favorite parts of the game. The hunters are all like, oh, say, let's draw an event card, might help us. Pip, pip, cheerio. And guess what? It's for me. I can use it to screw over the hunters and get them and bite their legs and do all kinds of stuff. Oh, I hate them so much. They're so stupid. I'm so smart.
After all the hunters have gone, then Dracula takes his turn.
On my turn, I advance the time marker. Oh yes, my powers are greater than during the 3 nightmare turns. Then I have my movement phase. This is where I select another card from my location deck and place it on the board, sliding the other cards in my trail over. I can move along in the roads, though no choo-choo pour moi. What? I'm not afraid. I can also travel across the sea, though if I spend too much time out there, I lose my precious blood. Also, I can use a hidden movement card to fool the hunters into thinking I've moved when I haven't. Or I turn into a wolf and move 2 spaces. I can feed to gain more blood.
Now this is where Dracula can get a little devious. At the beginning of the game, he draws 5 encounter tokens randomly from a pool. These things can range anywhere from peasants who are loyal to Dracula to rats, plagues, even other vampires. Now he places one of these encounters every time he changes locations. Some of these nasty surprises could even mature, becoming much worse as their locations slide off the board.
I know, I'm such a stinker.
Now, if ever a hunter's search reveals Dracula or an encounter, more than likely, combat ensues. Both Dracula and the hunter will simultaneously select a tactic card. And remember, Dracula has more deadly options at nighttime. They will both reveal their tactics, then each roll a dice. After various modifiers from item and event cards, whoever rolled the highest number wins. The winner consults his tactics card to see what the effect of his victory is, depending upon his opponent's tactic card.
Dracula may lose health, or the hunters may lose health. The hunter may even be bitten, or the combat could result in the draw. The tactic cards themselves will tell you whether or not combat ends or whether it continues. Now, the hunters win if they can reduce Dracula's blood count to 0 on his player card.
But I win the game if I can advance my vampire track to 6. How do I do that, you ask? Well, I'm not gonna tell you! I'm such a bad boy. Actually, I am a bad boy. I kill a lot of people. You never heard of me? Freaking read a book. The vampire track advances by 1 every time a new day dawns. It advances by 2 every time I defeat a hunter and drain him of his health. It also advances by 2 every time one of my new vampire matures. That's right, you hunters don't want to neglect those encounters. So we actually didn't play the game, we just sort of talked about it.
Yep. So, what do we think of Fury of Dracula?
Great game. Greatest game in the history of board games. I'm telling you, best one ever invented. Just saying.
Well, actually, Fury of Dracula presents some potential problems for players.
What? You gotta be freaking kidding me. There are no problems. Don't listen to these guys. They don't know what they're talking about. Look at that hat. Look at sweatshirt. Who wears that?
Fury of Dracula is a story game that sucks all the players in to that shared experience of the Dracula legend. But if all Dracula does is run, you can be assured of 3 things. First of all, it's going to be a very long game. Second of all, Dracula will win. And third, it's not going to be very much fun for anybody.
Oh, how is me winning not going to be fun? Come on!
If all Dracula does is run, then the hunters will chase him all over the board. They'll catch his scent until Dracula plays one of his sneaky movement cards. Now, if you're playing the hunters, you have to expect a certain level of frustration from this game. But if that's all it is just frustration after frustration, well, the game gets really old fast.
Hey, I resent that. I'm really old.
When deciding who should play Dracula in this game, you want to pick someone who's very aggressive, someone who's not afraid to give up his position in the hopes of taking down one of the hunters. Now, the card combat system in this game is really just fantastic, but if Dracula runs the whole game, you only get to use it with a few of the encounters. Now, the epic stories that this game tells, they really only succeed when Dracula swoops in to do battle with his adversaries, and it's a lot more fun for the Dracula player if the hunters know what general corner of Europe he's in.
Now this brings me to one of the potential problems this game has. In a recent game that we played, my character started out in England, and it was later revealed that Dracula started out in Eastern Europe and moved to the Balkans. Now, Dracula revealed himself to attack one of my fellow hunters, and so within a few turns we knew right where he was and everyone started to converge. The problem I had was it took so long from my hunter to get from England to the other side of the board that by the time I got there, the other hunters had already killed Dracula. I didn't get to do much of anything in that whole 2-hour time period.
Oh yeah, those are real problems. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. Why don't you two jerks go play like Battlestar Galactica, or like a Twilight Struggle, or Legendary, a Marvel deck building game with your friend Zackman, jerks!
Now, having stated the above caveats, I have to tell you that this is a great game.
Huh?
The Fury of Dracula is very detailed and story-oriented. It really provides that chase-like feel when you're the hunters going after Dracula. The game is very structured and well-balanced as well. And as Cody mentioned, though, it is kind of dependent on Dracula providing that chase-like feel. But that being said, the game is really, really fun.
Hey, Justin, I knew you had my back. Cody.
I have to agree with Justin. I really like this game. This is another great storytelling game. It offers a wonderful chase throughout Europe and plenty of thrills, chills, and kills. I love the event deck mechanic. I love how you draw a card from the bottom of the deck and you never know who the card is going to benefit. Now the cards themselves are great. They really further immerse you in the theme of the Dracula mythos. But this mechanic is awesome. I recently played a game with a friend of mine and he was a hunter and I was Dracula and he wouldn't draw cards from the bottom of the deck. He would never take event cards. He was screaming to the other players, "Don't draw event cards, we're only going to help Dracula." It was hilarious. And this is a game that you can laugh with. In fact, you and your friends will be laughing long after you put the game away.
Now, this game has a real RPG type feel to it. It's like Dracula's playing the role of the DM while the hunters are playing the role of the adventurers. Now, obviously, the fun for the hunters is chasing down Dracula, while for Dracula, it's evading the hunters or taking them on one by one. And this game does it so beautifully. Like Battlestar Galactica, the board game, Fury of Dracula really marries its theme and its mechanics so well.
Okay, Sean, time to lay down that funk.
Who's pretty good with the spatula? You know that I talk about Dracula. Who's watching Battlestar Galactica? You know that I talk about Dracula. He played both sides like the Crips and Bloods. You know that I talk about Dracula. Who answers every question with a different shrugs. You know that I talk about Dracula. Who likes to go by the name of Doug. You know that I talk about Dracula. He's really nice, but he's kind of a thug. You know that I talk about Dracula. If you have a dog, it'd be a pug. You know that I talk about Dracula. Father's Day come, he don't get no mug. You know that I talk about Dracula. He can seem romantic, drawing you a doodle. Then he suck out your intestines just like the spaghetti noodle. Out in the alley where it's cold and damp, a creepy Disney movie like Lady and the Vamp thinks he's better than the rest of us, but it gets more blood than a phlebotomist.
Yeah, sing. When are we gonna play the game? I can't wait to beat you guys. Oh, hold on a second. Hello?
Drac?
Oh, it's my wife. Hello, sweet dumplings.
Where are you, Dracula? Are you playing board games?
Me? No, not playing board games. I'm out doing vampire stuff, you know, killing people, drinking blood, blah, 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 you know.
Well, you forget. We are having dinner with the Hendersons tonight. Do not spoil your appetite.
The Hendersons? Oh, man. They always drink type O. You know I'm an AB negative guy.
Well, you're going to be negative, a place to sleep when the sun comes up, if you don't get your Dracky butt home.
Bye. Sorry, guys, I can't play.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, with my wife, the old bat. Sorry. You guys have fun playing without me.
Well, we really like Fury of Dracula. It's a great game, but with some of the caveats, it may not be for everybody.
It's out of print right now, but if it ever comes back into print, you may want to try it before you buy it.
What the hell are you guys talking about? It's a great game! I'm not kidding! I'm gonna start biting you guys really good! Right on the neck! Right now! You are your... Oh, God. Wah!
Dracula?
Oh, no, this egg drop in. You want egg fouillon? Take out.
Egg fouillon, what?
This is Lake Nessie Watch. We've been getting reports that a huge, enormous beast has making landlines to this phone. She's a beast. Hello. This is President Obama. The NSA has been trying to keep tabs on you. However, you seem to be breaking all of our cameras because you're so ugly. She's standing right behind me, isn't she? Oh, hi, honey! Hey, I was, going to order some flowers for you.
Out!
Christmas time is here.
If you like this review, please like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Discriminating Gamer.
Please somebody help me on my feet again. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I've been dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
You guys have fun without me. I'm gonna pay for that.
Yes.